Hello, friends. It's Dallas, but you can call me Dals, and welcome to Dallas Chats, the podcast where I talk about whatever I want to whoever will listen. And thank you so much for listening today. So first of all, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room in a second. I love that saying so much because yeah, if there's an elephant in this room, if there's an elephant in this room, I'm gonna want to address it too. But before I do that, nail cam, guys, we haven't done a nail cam in so long. This is gonna be admittedly, I'm getting my nails done tomorrow. Tomorrow? The next day? The day after that? I don't know. Tomorrow for you because I'm getting my nails done on Saturday. A couple days for me because I'm not filming on Friday, obviously. But yeah, new nail cam, and then you'll have a new one next week as well. So that's very fun and cool. So that just gives you a timeline of how long it's been since I've freaking seen ya. Um, Also, look who's holding my mic today. Look at my little mic holder, my sponge, the little SpongeBob. Look. And he's so cute. My friend, the same friend who gifted me the latte, the iced latte, I think from my first ever microphone holder video, which is like the second episode, she got me my little sponge. She knows I love SpongeBob, and to be loved is to be seen, and that's really really cool. She literally surprised it. She's like, "Oh, I think you dropped this." And I was like, "Whoa, it's a sponge." So yeah, little SpongeBob is holding my microphone for today, and I think that's everything I wanted to get out of the way off the top, right off the top of the episode. Now we can get into business and address the elephant in the room. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I'm sorry. If you guys have me on Instagram, you would know I postponed last week's episode to this episode this week just because I kind of overbooked myself for the week. I genuinely had a plan to film last week's episode on Wednesday of last week, so the day after I got back from my Seattle trip. But I got in at like 1 a.m. Tuesday. Well, I guess Wednesday night, early Wednesday morning. I got home at 1 a.m. And I slept the whole day on Wednesday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I slept in on Wednesday. I woke up, ate a granola bar, and then took a very long nap. And so I did not have the energy to record on Wednesday. Thursday comes and I had work. I had to go back to work. You know, she's a working girl. I went to go see my dad, and I ended up taking another nap that lasted until the evening. And Thursday is when I realized, oh shit, like I'm not gonna be able to have Friday's episode out because I haven't filmed shit, right? Guys, my hair looks fucking crazy right now. I'm so sorry. I like straighten like the front bit because it's still like a little wet. So it probably looks a little crazy. Don't fucking look at it, bro. I'm gonna do it later, okay? Um but yeah, I just didn't have time and to like film a whole episode because I really wanted to make a longer episode for you guys because I'm gonna be talking about my trip. I'm gonna be talking about every I'm, I'm gonna be talking about everything about my trip and what happened. So I wanted to have a full episode for you guys, and it just was not feasible for me to record and then to edit the same day and to have that episode up by midnight on Friday. So I did go to Instagram and say that I will have an extra long video for you guys this week, and this is what this is. So I'm sorry for not having an episode for y'all last week. That's my bad. That's my bad. But I have one for you now. So hope that helps. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about everything Seattle. I'm gonna talk about everything Washington. I came back. It's already been a couple weeks since I've gotten back. That's crazy. Um, yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys everything that there is to tell about my trip. First things first, I'm gonna talk about the day before. So everything, because I have a story time about the day before. Everything is going to be happening in order of how I'm going to tell y'all my story. I was there in Seattle from Friday up until Tuesday. So like a little 5 day little vacay. It was nothing crazy, not like a whole week's worth, right? But it was still like a lot of fun was planned within those days, and I had a lot of fun on my trip. So this first story occurs the day before. So the day before, I actually had work on Thursday. I had work early in the morning. I was covering a shift for somebody else who couldn't make it to work. But I had asked like, hey, can you make it a short shift so that I can be home at a reasonable time so that I can like pack and go to my friend's house and stay the night. because we had an early flight the next morning. I think our flight was at 7 a.m. and we wanted to be at the airport by 5 a.m. And so we had to leave at like 4:30. So we had to wake up at 4 in the morning, right? So like it was just all this. I was like, I just want to be home at a decent time so that I can get to my friend's house and be asleep and in bed reasonably, right? So I get off work. I think it was like around 12 I got off of work. And then I went to go see my dad. It ended up not working out. I couldn't see him that day, which really, really sucked. And then I had to go back home. My plan was get off work, see my dad, take a nap, eat lunch, take a shower, and then pack the last minute stuff that I had to pack, right? So I get home, I immediately get in the shower because it was so hot. I was like, ugh, get me in the shower. I feel gross, right? I feel sticky and icky. Get in the shower. I am hungry now because I haven't eaten. So I make lunch. And then by that point, it's like 2, almost 3. And I was like, why am I going to take a nap? Because I had originally planned to get to my friend by like 6:30. And I was like, why am I going to take a nap if I have to go to bed early anyway? If I take a nap right now, I'm not going to go to bed, right? So I just stayed up and then I packed the rest of my bag. Um, and I was ready. I was ready to go literally like 4 o'clock. But I waited. I was a sensible person and waited because my friends both had work. And I was waiting for them to get off of work and settle in at their house before I just popped up, right? So I like watched a little YouTube, packed the rest of my bag, and then it was off to the races. Okay. So I order a Lyft. This is where my story starts. I order a Lyft. Sorry, I had to freaking tell you everything else. Um, but I ordered a Lyft. And the thing about where I live is it's very easy to miss. If you don't know where you're going, or if you, you don't know how to read directions, kind of, um, you're going to miss the turn, right? Because the area that I live is in between two auto parts stores. And for some reason, my address that I use, that's my house, also is the address for one of the auto parts stores. It's either one beside me. So it oftentimes shows that the turn is in one of those auto parts stores. But if you're like paying attention, the turn shows you where it's at, and it's not the auto parts stores. It's my house, right? So I put because you can do a pickup note, and let the people know like where to pick you up, blah blah blah. I give very descriptive directions in my pickup note. I'm like, you take a left here, you blah 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 blah. Just because I want people to be able to get me the first time and not have to go around the freaking block and get rerouted. Because not only is it going to waste my time, it's wasting theirs. So I do very descriptive pickup notes, and every single driver that I've has read them and has little to no issues getting to my place, right? So I put in the pickup note. The guy that's supposed to pick me up, it says that he read it. So it has a little check mark. It gives you a notification that he read the pickup note. And I'm like, okay, perfect. He knows where he's going, right? He's cruising. So he ends up saying that he's here. And I look on the app just to see like where his car is at. He is at, lo and behold, the auto parts store, right? So I'm like, ooh, okay. So I call him. I'm like, hey, so you're not actually at the right place. I'm so sorry, but it's literally like right next door, right? I was like, I gave him the directions again verbally, right? I literally verbalized my pickup note in which that he read. Okay. So I give him the directions again. He was like, oh, like I'm so sorry. Like I'll meet you there. I was like, perfect. Squared away, right? So with Lyft, and I think Uber as well, any like rideshare service, they have a timer, a 5-minute timer that goes off as soon as the driver says that they are there at your place, right? And so that timer is going off. So from the time that I called him, hey, you're at the wrong spot, that's like a minute already out of my timer, right? I have 4 minutes left. So I'm looking on the app to see like where he's at. He's doing literally, I'm not joking, he's circling around the parking lot in the auto parts store. He's not making any effort to go to my house, okay? So I'm seeing that. I'm like, maybe like, it's not updating right. He ends up texting me on the app. He messages me. He's like, where are you? And I'm like, the same place that I freaking told you I was at, right? I didn't say it like that, but I said, oh yeah, like the place, over here. He calls me back, right? And he's like, oh, well, it says that I'm at the right place. So can you meet me here? He's like, can you walk here? Now, normally I wouldn't have an issue with that. I would get my ass up and walk, right? The only reason why I had an issue with walking over there is because I had luggage. I had a heavy ass backpack, and it was hot outside. I'm not walking down the street when you could drive easily to where the fuck I'm at. I'm not doing that with my fucking luggage. If it was any other day, you caught me on any other day and I'm feeling a little nice and generous, yeah, I'm gonna walk there. But I have luggage. I'm not going down the street with my fucking luggage. I'm not doing that. So I said, no, I'm sorry, I have luggage. I won't be able to walk over there. And he's like, well, your timer's almost up. And I was like, oh, okay. So you can either, one of two things, right? You can either wait till the time is up, I give you 0 stars and I call another driver, or you can come to the place like you said that you would come and pick me up. And then I hung up. He stayed there until that timer went up, bitch, and he left. So I was like, okay, 0 stars. 0 stars, got another Uber. Now I'm mad. I'm a little mad. And in hindsight, looking back, I was gonna start my period literally the following week. I started my period the day after I got back from Seattle. So like I'm PMSing, right? I'm annoyed. It's hot. I literally was fighting for my life for this dude. And I was trying to be very respectful and like telling him like, hey, you're at the wrong spot. But then he's just being a dick and telling me like, oh well, you can walk. Girl, fuck you. So got another Uber. This Uber's like very far away, but I put the same pickup note in there, right? Just in case. This lady literally had no issues. She literally, like, I was looking on her thing when she was like a minute away to see if she made the turn. She read my pickup note, she made the turn, and she didn't even have to contact me at all, or me contact her for her to get here. Oh my God. Beautiful, okay? En route to my friend's house, get to my friend's house. We eat pizza, we go to sleep, right? I go to sleep pretty fucking early, girl. I'm gonna sleep by like 8:30 p.m., okay? Wake up 4 a.m., off to the airport. Now, I told you guys about my airport anxiety. That hasn't gone away. But I will say, I am the type of person that is trying to be the most efficient and quick person in the TSA line so that I can be their favorite, right? Like, they don't have to yell at me, they don't have to tell me twice. I just go in, go out with a breeze. And that was me. Hey, that was me. They didn't have to tell me shit. I went in, went out. Perfect. Get to the airport, we get on the plane, we're off. We're off to Seattle. I take a little nap on the plane, which is crazy because I don't ever take naps on a plane because I just can't sleep. If I can feel movement, like I can't sleep in a car, I can't sleep on a plane because if I feel it moving, I automatically think in my head, oh, the emergency door is about to open, the freaking window's about to open and suck me out, or like in a car door, like the door is magically gonna unlock and then throw me out of the car, right? That's just all stuff that plays in my mind. So like I can't sleep. But this time I actually went to sleep. I took a little nap. Woke up, we were landing in Seattle. We got there around like 9 a.m. And the plan originally, because my friend had rented a Sprinter van, because we were doing a road trip on Saturday. So this by now is Friday. We get to Seattle, and we were gonna go eat breakfast, and then from breakfast she was gonna go to the van place, pick up the van, and then come back and pick us up from the restaurant. We realized there wasn't a lot for us to do around the restaurant, and plus we had luggage, so we're like, let's just all go together. So we Uber to pick up the van. It's at this guy's house. He had a whole layout of vans. It was actually pretty cool. We get the van. The van is sick, dude. It was so cool. It sat 10 of us, so it was like rows of seating. I was like, oh my God, this is a key. So we get in the van, and then two of our friends had already landed at this point. So they were taking a train to the train station that was near us, because from the airport to our Airbnb where we're supposed to be at, it's very expensive. So our friend that lives in Seattle advised them, take a train to this train station. And then we were like, we can come pick you guys up from the train station. We pick up two of our friends that had landed, and we decided to explore the little city we were at. I think we were in Ballard, that little neighborhood over there, and it was so cute. They had like a lot of like little shops. We got to see so much cute stuff. We got a coffee and some donuts. There's a little cute little spot there, and it was very cute. We got to like walk around the city a little bit and experience it. And then the last group of our friends, the other two of our friends, ended up landing close to the time, our check-in time for the Airbnb. So we went to pick up our friends from the train station, and then we booked it straight to the Airbnb. Get to the Airbnb, it's so freaking cute. It's like a cute little house. It's very cute. Um, a very small couch, which was like, okay, there's like a lot of us, but no biggie. And at this point, we're all chilling because a lot of us, I mean, a lot of us, all of us were traveling that day, right? A lot of us were up very early in the morning. A couple of our friends didn't sleep at all. So like they went to go take a nap. Thank God. Who doesn't sleep? I'm sorry. Not to like shame my friends or anything, but like I would at least get an hour of sleep in before I got on the flight. That's just me though. Hey, and that's just me. Yeah, a couple of our friends went to take a nap. A lot of us were just chilling. We were watching like SpongeBob clips, And then our friend who lives in Seattle ended up showing up, and then she told us a couple of our other friends who had came just for the weekend, not like for like the whole group trip, but they came just for the weekend to see us. They were leaving on Sunday. Now this is an issue because the only day that we'd be able to see them was Friday, that day that we came in, because Saturday we were out all day long, right? So we're like, oh shit, like we have to like plan to go meet with our friends, plural. So we pick out this restaurant, very cute, very expensive seafood restaurant, but it was very good. Excuse me, it was very good. We go to the restaurant, meet our friends. It was a key. Oh my god, it was so fun. Um, had really good seafood. I had like, I think it was called salmon sliders, but they weren't sliders. You know sliders. You know the burger sliders, the little burger and buns. I thought it was gonna be like that. It was just salmon on like toast with like pesto sauce and stuff. Which was, it wasn't bad by any means. It was very good. I was just confused by it. I was like, okay, this is not a slider in the slightest. Um, but yeah, we had food and then we went back to our Airbnb to watch Twilight. At this point, we get back to watch Twilight. I take a shower. Sorry if you heard me hitting my mic. I take a shower, and then I'm doing my hair and then going to bed because I'm very tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. By this point, it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. So say goodbye to my friends, go to bed. Wake up pretty early in the morning, and we are off. We are going to Forks, Washington. Why? So did you guys just hear just now when I just said it? That we watched Twilight the night before when we came back from the restaurant. Well, Twilight, if you guys don't know, is based out of Forks, Washington. And in Forks, they have a little Twilight museum of like props and like costumes and stuff like that that you can go see. And we made it our mission to have one day dedicated to go to Forks. So Saturday is the day. That's why we have the Sprinter van. That's why we rented it. We are going to Forks. Okay, so we set off. We set off pretty early in the morning. We go. We get breakfast. I get a lox and cheese scone, which changed my life, and a cookie dough latte, which also changed my life. It was very good. Um, and then we're off. And guys, okay, so we have to go. The road trip is like, I think it was like 3.5 hours. Um, but we had to go on a ferry. Guys, if you guys don't know what a ferry is, because I know what a ferry is, because I haven't grown up around water. I live in a mountainous state, right? It's just mountains and land. Um, it's basically like a big ass boat, right? It's a big ass boat. It transports people and their cars to another side of the freaking land, okay, across water. And that was my first time ever being on a freaking boat. I'll leave videos and pictures here that I took because it was so cool. I've never done that. It was so cool. My baby's first boat ride. It was very fun. A lot more fun than I expected. I didn't like the boat ride back because it was dark. It was pitch black, and I don't like that. I don't like seeing out to where there's water and not being able to see anything at all. I don't like that at all. I didn't like that sensation or that feeling. But the ride two, the first ride, right? In the morning, it was a lot of fun. I thought it was very cute. It was a key. So we take the ferry and then we get to the other side of the freaking land, and then we continue our road trip to Forks, Washington. This whole this whole trip, bitch, was so scenic. The weather, even though it was like gloomy and rainy and like all like foggy, it was perfect weather for the occasion, bitch. We drove through the whole mountain thing. It was so pretty. I'll also leave pictures here that we took. Um and then we end up getting to Forks. We make our reservation for the Twilight Museum, and then we have like an hour and a half until our reservation, until our time slot. So we end up walking around, and around are like little shops that are like Twilight. They like sell Twilight themed like merchandise and Bigfoot merchandise too. I guess, is Washington the Bigfoot state? I don't know. Sasquatch? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're a knower. But like those shops like around had, Twilight based things, but each shop had different items. So it wasn't like going into a different store and seeing the same shit. It was like different stuff that they were selling. So it was really cool to like not waste, but like to like kill time was going through these shops. So we went through like, I think every every shop on that little plaza, because it's like a very small town. So we go through, friends get, Twilight merch. I didn't get anything. They get souvenirs. I use the bathroom. At one point, it was a very scary bathroom. I thought somebody was gonna walk in at any point, and it was like a Sasquatch themed bathroom. So like the freaking light switch was all the way up there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm very scared. And it was just like loud in there because they had like the air vent going, but it was just like loud, and it sounded like like roaring. I don't know. The bathroom was scary. Is all I'm trying to say. And then we go through the shops, and then we end up making our reservation in time, obviously. And we go, and literally, guys, it's like this. It's like a small little room, and it's absolutely free. If you guys ever feel inclined or want to go, it's all props and costumes used in the movie, and worn by the actors and all that stuff. And they had the original. If you guys don't know Twilight lore, the baby between Edward and Bella Renesmee was originally supposed to be a doll, a prop doll, and that's what they had here. I'll show it here. They call it the Chuck Esme, or something like that. And by obvious reasons, you can see why, right? It's fucking scary. I guess they didn't end up using it in that movie because it was a heavy, and the puppetry that they're trying to use, because like Renesmee has to like put the hand on the actress's face, and like they can see. Renesmee shows the person what she wants them to see, essentially, in the movie. Spoilers. But I guess like the puppetry to use it was just slapping the shit out of the actress. So like, okay, scratch it. And then they end up using CGI effects on real human babies and actors in the movie. But that was the original prop that was supposed to be used during the movie. They had the Jacob Wolf, like, what's it called? What did they call it? It was like it was definitely a prop. It was a stand-in for what the Jacob where Jacob was supposed to be as a wolf in wolf form. I think. Yeah. I don't know. And then they had like all the costumes. I'll insert all the pictures here. And all the costumes, and it was like super cute. It was like just a little room, and it had, the lady was like spitting some balls, spitting some knowledge at us, and then it was done. It was like a 10-minute little tour, if you will, which doesn't feel like a lot, but like in that moment, like you had a lot to see, right? In the 10 minutes, you had a lot to see. So we leave and we go. First, we go get pizza because we're very hungry. We get pizza, and then we're setting off back home. Because this night, also on Saturday night, we were supposed to go to a lesbian bar that we were all really excited to go to. Because last year in San Diego, we went to this really fun lesbian bar like twice, I want to say, during that trip, because it was so much fun. And we wanted to go to a lesbian bar and see like the nightlife in Seattle. So we set off back to the Airbnb. Along the way, we see Bella's truck. I don't know if it's actually Bella's truck or if it just looks like Bella's truck, but like there's like a little place in Forks where it has Bella's truck outside the front of it. And my friends went to take pictures, and then we go back the scenic route, and then we take more pictures at the lake because the lake was fucking beautiful. Or the lake, the ocean, I don't know what it was, but it was a body of water, right? And it looks so pretty with like the fog, like the mountains behind it. It was so pretty. So we stopped to take pictures. And then we're finally off, right? We stopped by a gas station because some people need to use the restroom. And I took it upon myself to go into the gas station and get a bag of chips for the road and a tall boy. I get a tall boy Modelo. The strawberry flavored chilada. I get that. And I'm like, you know what? Let's get the party fucking started, okay? Because we're supposed to go out that night. And I'm like, I'm going to rally, okay? Because I'm feeling a little tired. I'm feeling a little drained. Because we went to freaking Forks. We went through a forest. I didn't even tell you guys that. We went through a forest. Was it on the way back? I think it was on the way back. We went through a forest. Yeah, that sounds right. I think on the way back, not only did we see Bella's truck, we went through a whole forest. I'll show pictures. They're here too. And then we went to go to the freaking lake. And then we went to the gas station. I got a beer and a bag of chips, and we set back on the road. Okay, the drive back, I was having the time of my life, girl. We were playing the good music. I was just screaming lyrics. I was annoying everybody in that car, but I did not give a fuck because I am rallying. Okay, I needed a pick me up because I was dying. Okay, I was very tired. My feet weren't hurting that bad, but like just like walking all the time, they're starting to hurt, right? So I'm rallying in the van back. We drive back, get back on the ferry, go back, we get back to the Airbnb, and then we all order food separately, separate orders. All the DoorDashes came at the same time. I got Taco Bell, spent a ridiculous amount on it because if you guys ever go to Seattle, don't DoorDash anything, just go pick it up because they give you the $15 delivery fees is actually kind of crazy to me. So just don't DoorDash anything. But yeah, spent an egregious amount on Taco Bell. And we kept drinking. We pre-gamed at the house, got ready, and then we went to the bar. Now we get to the bar, and you guys remember how I said it's supposed to be a lesbian bar. Okay, we get inside. I don't see a lesbian in sight. I don't even see like a gay person besides us walking in, right? So we get in, I'm like, oh, and like the music that they're playing, I'm just like, what the hell? Oh, where are we? It just wasn't my vibe personally. It might have been somebody else's vibe, and that's totally okay. I will never yuck somebody's yum. But this bar was just not my vibe. They had very fun drinks. They had yummy drinks. So we get a drink and we sit down at this table. And the thing about it is I think it's originally like a restaurant that turns into a bar at night, but like not a stand-up dancing bar. It's just a sit down place because we got yelled at if we were standing up ever. So we had to sit down the whole time. And I'm like, oh, this isn't like my vibe, kind of. So we're conversing about it and we're like, let's just go somewhere else that is the vibe. So I'm looking around. My friend finds this gay bar that's actually a gay bar that has good reviews online. And we're like, let's finish our drinks here. Go to the gay bar, okay? Like right down the street. So we finish our drinks. We end up leaving and then we're like, let's get a jello shot. So we get a jello shot amongst friends and then we leave. We get to the new bar, the gay bar, and upon first look, there's no one there. And I'm like, oh my God, no, this isn't supposed to happen, right? But then I look inside, I look in the window because I'm like, this place is open. It says it's a gay bar, it says it's a lot good atmosphere. Why is there no one here? I look inside, everybody's inside, okay? So like where we were looking at first is like the room where you go in to like they scan your ID, they check your bags and stuff. And then you go through to the back and the back is where the party's at, okay? So we're like, yeah, thank God. So we get to the freaking party. Now they're playing the good music. They're playing the good music. There's dancers. It is so much fun. I get me a vodka crayon and I'm dancing, girl. I need to show you guys pictures. I do this dance move a lot where I just like put my hands on the floor and I just like toot my ass up. And that's my dance move. Um I also do this one where like I like do finger guns and I'm like going like this. And I started a new one. I guess. I don't know why, but I was just like doing that a lot. And honestly, crowd favorite. My friends loved it. That night, I think I was having the time of my life, girl. I was dancing so much. I the vibes were good. It was just such a good fucking night. Um, we end the night. I smoke a freaking menthol cigarette, which my first one went down smooth. What can I say? And then we get in the Uber back home. Um, I don't think we continued the party at the house. I think we went to bed. I think. Or no, I lied. We did continue the party a little bit at the house. My friends were playing a card game called Flip Seven. I was keeping score, but then I like fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. I was taking a nap, but I was telling my friends like I'm gonna close my eyes, but you guys wake up when you guys score something, right? They didn't do that. So then we're like, okay, let's go to bed. We all go to bed, and then the next day is the Mopop Museum. So it's the Museum of Pop Culture. I'm hungover. Now, I don't have typical hangovers like I think regular people do, where you have a headache and you feel like you're gonna throw up. I get the hangover. I don't get headaches. I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I'm fatigued. My body is fatigued. I am tired, and if I close my eyes a little too long, I get dizzy. The room starts spinning, and that's what I was feeling like. I was like, oh my God, and like the whole like that whole day for me was already bad enough because I was PMSing, and I was hungover. And I was just so low energy, and I just didn't want to be there at that time, right? Like I could have slept in a little bit longer, and then I would have been fine. My friend so graciously gave me the rest of her Red Bull, and I was like, thank you so much because I needed that. I needed to pick me up because I was dying. I was crashing. So we go through the museum. It's very very cool. If you guys ever have a chance to go, I think it's very much worth the while. We go to Mopop, see stuff. We see the exhibits. There's a horror exhibit that I thought was really cool, and a sci-fi exhibit that I also thought was really cool. I'm not a big sci-fi head, but like everything in there is pretty cool. I did take some pictures of some of the exhibits. I'll leave here as well. Um, and it was just cool. It was a fun, cute little time. And so we go through the museum. We also saw the Space Needle because the Space Needle is like right by the museum. I feel like, okay, so where we were at, it's like within, I want to say like a little plaza where like you can go to the Space Needle and then the Mopop Museum, and then there's like another area where there's a food court. Like I want to say it's like a plaza of some sorts where we were at, because we saw like the Space Needle right there, right at the museum, right? I'll also leave pictures, everything that I'm talking about, I'll leave pictures as I go, okay? So saw the Space Needle, saw everything in the museum, and then everybody was talking about getting food. Thank God, right? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I don't think I ate that morning. I had some mac and cheese, but like I didn't eat a lot, right? So we go to this food court. My feet are killing me, girl. Remember those boots I was talking about? Yeah, I wore those. I wore those the day on Saturday to Forks. I was fine. Sunday, the Mopop Museum, I was dying. I was over it. Okay, so my feet were hurting. I was in a bad mood. I was hungover, and we end up going to this food court. Tell me why this food court is very overstimulating, because they have a freaking traditional dancing going on, very trying to be very respectful of their culture and everything. But they had a big ass gong and they just kept banging it, and then they started dancing, and I was like, where the fuck am I? I'm overstimulated. I just need something to eat. I was hungry. I was hot. My feet hurt. Right? So my friends were in talks of getting hot dogs. There was a hot dog stand like nearby, right? So they went to go see where the hot dog stand was at, and me and my friend were like, oh, like we really want a hot dog, we'll go wherever it's at. Text us, it's closed. Right. You're gonna tell a person who's very hungry that the hot dog stand is closed. Okay. So I'm like, surely we're in a food court, there's other hot dogs nearby, right? Maybe not like a hot, like real like hot dogs, but like maybe they'll have a hot dog. Okay, I'm looking, there's a hot dog place in the food court we're at. I'm like, oh my god, I found one. Score. Look around. Tell me why I turn around. So like my back is facing the hot dog place where it says. I turn around, closed. You know the freaking like the gate. Yeah, gates down, closed. Oh, right. That's already like fucking strike two for me, okay? Or like strike three, whatever. And now I'm annoyed. Okay, I'm like, fuck it, I'll get something else. There's this wing spot that had like fried pickles. So I had like the fried pickle chips. I was like, I'm gonna get fried pickle chips and a bottle of water. Remember that, because Mopop didn't allow water bottles, so I didn't have my water bottle, my emotional support water bottle. I didn't have that. I didn't have any water. I was dying. I was like, let me get my pickle chips and a bottle of water. Okay, so I make an order so I can go and pick it up whenever. I am approaching the order when it's done. So I go to this place. I get to the counter right as she calls my order. She's like, order for Dallas. I see pickle chips on the tray, and it's just pickle chips. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I was showing her my receipt. I was like, I actually got a bottle of water as well. And she was like, oh, like you can go to like the front, like, because it was set up in like three different stations. The first station is like where you order. The second station is where you order again. But like the first station is ice cream. The second station is like the food, and then the third station is where you pick up stuff, right? So she's like, oh, you can go to like the first counter and you can ask her for a bottle of water there. I was like, oh, okay, perfect, no problem. I go to where she told me, okay? This bitch lady came up to me. She's like, ice cream. uh, just like that, she's like, ice cream. I was like, oh, no, I'm so sorry, I got my order, I just needed a bottle of water. And she was like, oh, you have to go back over here to where I was just at. She's like, you have to go back over to that window and pick up a bottle of water. I was like, oh, okay. Now I'm pissed off because girl, fuck you and your attitude. I go back to the same fucking lady, okay? And I go, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. She told me to come back here and get a bottle of water. Tell me why this girl goes to where that lady, the fuck ass lady, the ice cream was standing at, goes behind her at the cooler, grabs a bottle of water. So you're telling me this whole time that bitch ass lady in the fucking ice cream little hat asking me if I want ice cream could have just turned around and grabbed a bottle of water for me, but she told me I had to go back to where I was just fucking originally at? No. That pissed me all the way the fuck off. So she's like, I'm so sorry. She got me the bottle of water. I was like, girl, it's not your fault. Make sure she heard that, and walked away. Now I'm seething. I'm eating my pickle chips with rage and disgust and hatred and malice within my heart. Okay, it's not a good day. Finish my pickle chips. We end up talking about going back to the house because that night we're going to a karaoke bar. So like now that I know we're going back to the house, I'm feeling a lot better because I'm like, I just need to go back, maybe take a nap, just relax, right? We get back to the Airbnb. I'm not feeling tired. I was gonna take a nap, but I was like, let me just get ready for the karaoke bar instead, right? Because I haven't done my makeup. I didn't do my makeup. I only did my makeup once the entire trip. So it's like, let me get like a little cute. Let me get a little ready. Maybe that'll make me feel better. So a lot of our friends went to go take a nap, and then me and I think three of my other friends were in the living room watching a documentary. This documentary, I think it just came out on Netflix. It's the FLDS documentary. I forgot the name of it, but it's the very new one that came out. We're watching that. Oh my god, that shit's fucking crazy, girl. Let me tell you, it was insane. We're watching that. I'm getting ready, and then it's approaching time to go to the karaoke bar. Now, what we didn't know, what we didn't realize was it was happy hour on Sunday. So not only were drinks on happy hour, the tickets were on happy hour. Tickets. It wasn't tickets, but like it was originally $9 per person per hour. And then they had it for happy hour for $7. So I was like, oh my god, perfect, works out great. So we go to the karaoke bar. Um, I get a sangria and a pickleback shot. Very, very yummy, and I'm feeling it. Okay, we sing. I'll post some pictures here because we got some pictures at. Well, I didn't. My friends got pictures of me at the karaoke bar where I look freaking sickening, and we're singing. We're having a good time, and then we end up like extending um our visit there, at least like an hour or two. And then by the end of that, we're like, let's go to a bar. Let's go to a fucking bar. And I'm like, yes, dude, yes. So the plan was to go to a bar. And then like by the end of it, everybody's like, never mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, my fault for getting excited, right? And then we go out, and there's a hot dog stand. Oh my god, the day is turning around, right? Finally getting a hot dog. So we get a Seattle dog. So I'm not familiar with Seattle's game like that. A Seattle dog, essentially, from what I gathered and what I ate, is basically a hot dog with cream cheese and onions and peppers, or just onions, grilled onions, which sounded weird. Hear me out, okay? So, as a Denverite, right, and who knows Mexican hot dogs, right, street style Mexican hot dogs in Denver, a Seattle dog is very different. Not that it was bad by any means. I like loaded up with ketchup, mustard. I had jalapenos. It was actually really good. I could even taste the cream cheese. It was very, very yummy. Um, Seattle dog was good. It was busting. If that's so stupid. Why did I say busing? But busing, if you will. Okay. And then we end up going back to the house. We get back to the house and we're like, let's keep drinking. Let's keep the night going. Because the next day we didn't want to do too much because we're going to a marketplace and we wanted to get there pretty early in the morning. But I was like, we can drink. We can have a little fun time. So we keep drinking there, and then we play Flip 7 again. I think that's what we did. Yeah. And we're just having a key. We're having a grand old time at the house. And we go to bed. And now it's Monday morning. We get up really early in the morning. Not really early in the morning. We get up pretty early in the morning. Um, and we go to Pike Place Marketplace. If you guys don't know, if you guys are familiar with markets usually are pop ups of like little shops. And like they sell food and like drinks, and like people come and sell their artwork, and it's typically in like a city like Denver or anywhere in your city. They typically only open it on Saturdays, and it's just like a big ass like they shut down like a whole street or something. I know where at my job, at the mall that I work at, they turn the whole parking lot at the mall where I work at into a market on Saturdays in the morning. So like it's typically like that, but it's only for one day. Pike Place is typically a market, but it's open every day, right? And it's like a whole street of like shops and restaurants, and then like inside you have like they're selling fresh fish. Like on the ice, they have people selling their own artwork. This is where my friend got me this little sponge, my little crochet sponge, my keychain, and yeah, it's basically that whole vibe. So we go. I watched the men throw the fish. That's the one thing I really wanted to see the whole time was them throwing the fish, and I got to see it. We go see people's artwork, a lot of their stuff that they handmade, and it's a very cute thing. We went to go get piroshkis, I think they are called, from Piroshki. It's a very popular spot, and a piroshki. You can Google what it is. It's basically like pastry. I think I want to say, but it's very, very good. We got those. We went to there's another place we got food, I think. Or maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe I am tripping. I don't think we got food. I did get an oyster shot. I wish I had my shot glass with me. I don't have it. But it's basically it was a shot glass that you got to keep. They like cleaned it out for you, and you got to keep the shot glass. Me and my two other friends got it was like an oyster inside. It had the sauce, like the horseradish, the Tabasco, whatever. I think it was like also a cocktail sauce, and then you drink it like a shot. It was very, very yummy. It was very good, very fresh, if you will. We did that. We checked out like all the places that there was to check out, and then we went to go see the gum wall. I don't know because my friend said that this wasn't the original gum wall, but it was a big ass gum wall. I left a piece of gum on the gum wall. It's kind of gross if we really think about it like that. But yeah, we went to go see that, and then we had originally planned to get seafood boil, um, at Pike Place because there's a restaurant. But like by the time we're like gonna leave, it was like only like 2 or 3 p.m. So I was like, I'm not like terribly hungry, and I want to save seafood boil for like a dinner. So like they entrusted me to find the seafood boil spot, and I was like, perfect. So I'm finding the seafood boil spot. We end up like walking around like past Pike Place a little bit because there's like an oddity shop like near the water that's over there. And then we passed by the aquarium, and they had like a little thingy in like in the it was outside, and like you look up, and it's like a whole like a view of fish and like a stingray and a little shark, and I took a picture of it, and it was just outside, so you can literally like just stand up there and like stand outside and take a picture. We go to the oddity shop, and then we go back to the Airbnb. At the Airbnb, we're not pre-gaming, but we're drinking a little bit. We're drinking at the Airbnb. We get more alcohol, like we need it. And then we pre-game pretty much the seafood boil place. I find a seafood boil spot. Um, had good reviews, had reasonably priced seafood boil. And we get there, girl. It was a find if I ever said if I not to glaze myself, but it was a freaking find on my part. We get there, it's on the water. Restaurant on the water, overlooking the water. Beautiful. We get there, the little like the little robots that come out. Yeah, yeah. They came out with our food. So cute. The bathroom was like freaking innovative. It had like turning locks instead of like a little thing in a stall. The whole thing was like covered. The seafood, girl, I'll put a picture here. I'm gonna give you loads of pictures here because I was feeling it. I was in my absolute element in this fucking seafood boil spot. It was like it felt like high dining, like fine dining restaurant vibes. Um for like a seafood boil place, which like isn't crazy, but it was like barely any like it was people there, but like they were like quiet. And I felt like we were at a business meeting. And I'm like, and our loud asses, right? Our big ass group of nine were like loud as hell. And like the server loved us. Oh my god, we loved her. She was just eating us up. She was like, you guys brought it. You guys brought the energy. We needed the noise, right? So like our server loved us. We loved her. Me and my two friends shared a bottle of prosecco amongst the three of us. It was a time, girl. And then I'm in food coma, okay, because I had seafood boil up the ass. We got like a big ass tray of king crab and freaking mussels and crawfish and shrimp and sausage and potatoes and corn. It was very, very good. We end up finishing our meal. No, nothing left behind. Let me tell you, nothing left behind. And we go back to the house. We go back to the house, and our other friend had a friend who lived in Seattle as well, and she ended up coming and visiting us for what would be like our last night there. We played Flip 7 again, and I got pretty drunk. I'm not gonna lie. Here's a picture of me scolding my friend. I couldn't even tell you what I was telling them, but I got pretty drunk that night. I got really drunk. But not like blackout drunk. Like I was very aware of everything that was going on, and I was very much in my person and in my body. I was just pretty drunk, right? I was trying to help finish the alcohol we had because it was our last night there, right? I was trying to help them finish, okay? So we do that. We end our night with a big shebang, a big old party. Um, and this is our last night together. So, we're having a time, we're having a key, and then we go to bed. Two of our friends had very early flights in the morning, so we said goodbye to them the night before. Love them so bad. But this trip made it a lot easier. I didn't cry this time when I was saying goodbye to my friends. I was like, okay, bye, because I'm gonna see them again, right? But it was one of those where like I wasn't emotional, because like I know I'm gonna see you, right? I'm gonna see you. It's gonna feel like tomorrow that I'm gonna see you, right? But yeah, said goodbye to my friends. And then a couple of our other friends ended up because mind you, Colorado people, it was five of us, okay? So like that's already half of our group. So the other half we're leaving. for their flights because our flight was at 8 p.m. that night. 8 p.m. So we had a lot of time to kill. Okay. So we said goodbye to the second wave of friends that were leaving in the morning. We pack up and then we get out before checkout. We go to a breakfast spot. I'm hungover again. And this time it's very bad. I close my eyes and I'm spinning, girl. It feels like I'm spinning, the world's spinning, everything around me is spinning. I am not like grounded and in place with my body, right? I am spinning. So and I'm annoyed because the restaurant, as soon as we get there are these kids that were being annoying, and like I was like waiting for my friends to go sit down, and I was waiting behind, like it was by a booth, and like the booth had like a divider, so it was like a plastic divider, and this little boy came up and he was just like, you know that video of that lady, I'll probably put it in here, where she's like at the bus door and she goes, oh, like that. He was doing that on the freaking thing right in front of my face. I was like, oh my god, give me the strength not to discipline this kid myself, because the mother wasn't doing it, let me tell you. So we sit down, we order. My friends both let me have a sip of their mimosa, hair of the dog moment, and I started feeling a little bit better. I had food in my system, I was good. We go to my friend's apartment who lives in Seattle, and we were going to stay there until the time of our flight, essentially, or the time that we had to leave. Because we're going to take a train back to the airport, and we wanted to leave, I think, around like 4, so we can get to the airport at like 5, 6 o'clock. Um, so we stayed there. We took a fat ass nap. Not like a big ass nap. I took a nap. My friends took a fat ass nap. Um, and then it was time to leave. It was time to skedaddle, and that was like the wrap on our Seattle trip. We ended up getting to the airport. Um, we had food. Me and my friend really wanted a sandwich, and this is really throwing me back to the hot dog conversation where me and my other friend really wanted a hot dog. Me and my friend really wanted a sandwich, but they didn't have a sandwich place there. So like you know how like other airports have like a Subway or a Quiznos, or they didn't have that at Seattle. So we really wanted a sandwich, and we settled with a sub from this Italian restaurant that they had. It was okay. It was alright. Had my sub. My friend choked for like a long time, and I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing. I couldn't breathe. And then we get on our flight, and then we go home. We land close to 12 a.m. We landed around like 11:30, and I there was some type of miscommunication with my stepdad who was supposed to pick me up, and my mom, because I told my mom like, oh yeah, like we're supposed to land at midnight, but we might land a little bit sooner. I don't have baggage, so just come get me, right? My stepdad ended up coming 12:30, 12:40. Okay, so I was at the airport a full hour after I landed, and he gets me 12:40. I get home like around 1 a.m., one close to 1:30. And I didn't go to sleep right away. I thought I was gonna crash because I was so tired, but I ended up staying up until like 3 in the morning. And that also brings me back to why I didn't record, because I literally slept all of Wednesday. Like I literally catched up on all of my sleep Wednesday and part of Thursday, because I ended up taking a nap on Thursday. Um, but yeah, that was my freaking Seattle trip, guys. My Washington trip. That was my first time ever being in Washington. It was so much fun. The people there were so sweet. The whole place in and of itself, like the weather, the whole vibes, I was fucking with, right? Because it was my vibes. I love the rain. I love gloomy weather. I loved all of it. So like everything just um I I don't know how I feel about the humidity because my hair was really fucked up. You can see it in a lot of pictures that I showed you. My hair was fucked up, and I was not feeling it. But everything else was perfect. It was a cute little place. I loved being there. I loved being able to see something new, go to new places I've never been before, like the frickin' Space Needle. I got to see it. Um, the Mopop Museum. Got to go to Forks, go in the mountains. It was so cool. Um, but yeah, I think that does it for me today. I told you guys all about my trip. I hope you guys can forgive me for not having an episode last week. I did want to record in Seattle, but again, like I told you guys, we had like such a tight, like we were doing this on all the days that we were there, that there was no like break in between where I could do execute what I wanted to execute for a podcast episode out in Seattle. But I do have a lot of other opportunities to do that in the future. So, yeah, I will be seeing some of my friends again in May, because I think it's only one friend actually. who's coming down in Denver because we're gonna go see a show, a performance here, and I think it's gonna be really, really fun and cool. So I get to see one of my friends soon, literally in 2 weeks, actually, like beginning of May. So it's gonna be really, really fun. I will let you guys know that I my schedule, my filming schedule, and uploading these videos might become a little bit more harder and a lot more constricted because I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm at a temporary workplace at the moment because where I originally work is being renovated, and that store is opening up in May, in like middle of May, towards the end of May actually. But my schedule will get a lot tighter and I will be working a lot more and longer shifts at my original job. Once we reopen, I'm going to be working a lot. So I will give you guys more updates and let you guys know the whole deal going into that, the closer that it gets. I don't want to say that I'm going to put off filming or these episodes because it's been really fun to do these. So I don't want to put off any more, but I will let you guys know the deal once it comes closer to that time. Because I don't want to leave you guys in the dark and like not post for like 3 weeks, right? And then I come back and I'm like, hey, what's up? So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that in the next coming month it might be a little sparse. You're gonna see me, but I promise I'm not gonna abandon you, and I will let you know every detail going into that when the time comes. Okay, that's not yet. Okay, you guys still got a lot more to see of me and to hear from me. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. No word of the day because I don't have my laptop. I'm so sorry. I'm not prepared for anything else of this episode other than Seattle. But I will leave you guys with, I hope you guys have a very awesome weekend. Have an amazing week also ahead of you. Be kind. Be kind to yourself, to a neighbor, to a stranger. Um, and also, I said yourself, but I'll say it again. Be kind to yourself because you are all you have at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it's night. So let's really think about that. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode it gave you your fix, for the last 2 weeks. I hope. Inject this one into your veins if you must. Rub it into your gums a little bit. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. I don't know what we're talking about next week. Um, it's a surprise. You'll figure it out next week when I see you. Okay. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend, and I love you so much. Thank you for watching.